Round number 8 of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship. What a stellar lineup today at the Lakeside course. Let's have a look through for you. Mark Scaife on pole position in the Nissan GTR. Peter Brock in the Mobile Commodore from 2. Jim Richards in the Nissan from 3. Tony Longhurst from 4 in the first of the Bimmers. Alan Jones starts out at position number 5. From 6 it's Glenn Seaton in the Peter Jackson Sierra. Dick Johnson well back in the pack today from 7. John Bowe starts out of 8. From 9 it's Larry Perkins in the second of the Mobile Commodores. Alan Grice back in action in the 16 Holden Racing Team Commodore. Well, there's your starting lineup. The big surprise, I guess, is the fact that Peter Brock, Neil Crompton, starts on the outside of the front row.
It's been a great performance from Peter and the Mobile team. They've got some new Bridgestone tyres this weekend, and it'll be very, very interesting to see whether Brock can match the pace of the Nissans. He's actually a little upset or unhappy at the moment about the position of Mark Scaife's car, I think, judging by the body language.
Well, yes, right on the line, not too far off the start of the penultimate round of the Shell Australian Touring Car Championship, the grand final, of course, at Sydney's Oran Park Raceway on the 11th of August. Green flag is up at the tail of the field. It's clear. Watch Scaife get off the line. Racing, then they explode into life. Look at Richardson right in behind, and Johnson out on the grass. Trying to muscle his way past the BMWs. Bowe goes the inside, Johnson the outside. Heading down to the carousel for the first time. You'll find it's Nissan 1-2, Brock 3rd. Then the 2 Johnson cars, followed by the BMW. A brilliant start by Glenn Seaton, and Alan Jones pushing up here on the inside. They're off to a great start. Now they head down towards the Dunlop Bridge.
Great start again from the Nissans, as you'd expect. The four-wheel drive of both Mark Scaife and Jim Richards. Explosive off the line. The 2 Nissans heading off into the distance in terms of the gap back to the rest of the two-wheel drive brigade. Brock's tagging along a little bit, and then we've got this fascinating scrap with the 2 Shell cars and the BMW splitting them. Very, very busy at work. 3rd position, by far the best performance from the Mobile team in 1991. It had their woes coming to terms with the VN Commodore this year. They've had some problems getting the appropriate setup with the car. They've now got some new tyres. They've got the new spec engine in the car this weekend. Brock's a happy chappy.
In terms of handling, Neil, how much more difficult is the Commodore to manhandle around here than the Nissans?
Well, the Commodore's probably a little bit heavier to steer. Look at the BMW, it's so nimble. I'll come back to that. Let's concentrate on this battle here, Gary, with the 2 Sierras and the BMW getting stuck right into it. John Bowe. They tested up here about 3 or 4 weeks ago with some new Dunlop tyres with the Shell cars, and they tested very effectively, but they don't seem to have been able to translate the speed this weekend. Bowe being attacked at the moment. Look at the BMW, it's such a strong package. Tony Longhurst underneath, using all the road, using the true assets and advantages of the car. It's great under brakes, and as soon as he saw a gap, bang, straight through, and his teammate Alan Jones is going to be right in this battle as well as they come back onto the main straight. Yes, you're right, the Commodore's probably a harder physical package to deal with over the course of 50 minutes.
Johnson sprinting in the draft of teammate John Bowe at this stage. Notice Grice there, right behind them, starting to close up on the pack. This is where the real race is at the moment, with lots of cars trying to pass and repass. Once again into the carousel. Bowe, Johnson, up on the inside of Johnson comes AJ.
This is the battle for 5th. Bowe 5th, Johnson 6th, Jones 7th, Seaton 8th, then Perkins and Grice. Out front we've got Scaife from Richards, Brock in 3rd position, and Tony Longhurst having a lonely run as we look at Dunlop race cam, and there goes Alan Jones underneath, and that's the gap that he's been looking for.
Here's the scrap for 3rd, Peter Perfect. 05 Mobile Commodore, and right behind him the aggressive Tony Longhurst stalking after the 2 Nissans as they come down the front straight. And the bloke in the little yellow B&H 25 is going to keep Brocky busy. Izzy Watt straight down under brakes. Now Brocky will try and snitch him again on the inside. No chance on the exit of the turn because Longhurst is out right on the ripple. He is now advanced into 3rd.
It's cost him plenty in tyre wear though now.
Yeah, he nipped up the front right a little bit just heading in there as we take the speed cam shot. Interestingly, the gap from these 2 guys back to Alan Jones in the 2nd B&H BMW is 9.6 seconds, and I think you'll find in the coming 5 to 10 laps that gap shrinks dramatically, and Peter Brock will come under threat from the other BM. Cars 16 and 17, Alan Grice and Dick Johnson. They were battling for 7th and 8th positions, as Gary mentioned a few minutes ago, and they've got all out of shape and disappeared off into the carousel, and a lot of steam coming out from under the bonnet of the Johnson car. Let's take a look at a replay and see whether we can get an idea of what happened here. Oh, Grice making contact with the left rear of Johnson's car and enough to spin him around. Well, that just leaves John Bowe now to fly the shell flag in this battle. And haven't the cars evaporated out of that scrap now?
They certainly have. Bowe trying to contain Glenn Seaton. The two of them have been together for, what, about the last 6 or 7 laps. Seaton was involved with challenging Johnson at the same time. So the title of the